top 3 DFL
Okay.
zoos and aquariums that we've ever visited.
Oh, okay.
Wow,
I love
okay.
that. All
Right?
right, let me
Because
go first because I'm gonna get rid of the. I've only visited like 5, so
okay. Well, one of them has been with me, so if hopefully that ranks.
it does. That was a great zoo.
Okay.
So just real quick, I'll be quick. San Diego Zoo is fucking amazing.
That's your number 1?
Loved it. Number 1.
Okay.
Yeah. And then I'm gonna go with the number 2, the Shedd Aquarium in Chicago, because it's
Probably
dude,
might be my number 1. I fucking
it's
love the
just
Shedd Aquarium.
such a great
Wow.
atmosphere.
Yeah.
You're in there, you feel like you're underwater.
Yep.
It's a whole experience, really.
Oh, no question.
Yeah,
It's unbelievable. I love the Shedd Aquarium, and they have the most incredible, like that right there, that last tank is a fresh. No, it's not. But they have all these freshwater displays that are unbelievable, like giant Amazonian displays. That's not at the Shed. Giant Amazonian displays and giant Mekong River displays. I mean, it's just incredible. Like if you like ichthyology, like just freshwater fishes, it's unreal.
Um, any San Diego zoo stories since I've taken? Well, I guess you guys can use the same one, but I feel like that's like a world renowned zoo. Everybody knows about that. People like visited from different countries.
Yeah, doesn't do it for me. Not even in
Really?
my top 3. Nope.
Wow. Okay. And then I'll go number 3. Yep, the Santa Barbara Zoo.
Nice.
I don't
Take
get
that.
I don't travel much. So all these have been where I've lived or visited.
Sure.
But great zoo. I mean, you get what were you looking at? The penguins, man. Oh my
Mhm.
God, they're so great.
They're-
Kids love them.
It is a good zoo. I'll give you that. For its size and size of Santa Barbara, it is a great zoo.
Yeah, they had that little area with just some birds that were open. Oh,
Yeah.
look how close you can get to the giraffe. You
Oh,
can
yeah.
feed them.
You can marry a giraffe in that picture.
Yeah.
Okay. What about your DFL? Ever been to something just absolutely heinous?
Yeah, just depressing. I mean, there's 2 really, but I'll go with this one because Pat, I think, is going to pick the other one. I'm going to go with the Moore Park Zoo out here. It's a learning zoo, and I get it. Like it's only open on weekends. They're there to learn how to be zookeepers and how to treat animals and stuff. But you walk around. There's like a fucking lion in a cage just sleeping on a fucking, and it is depressing, man. The primates are pretty good. One put on a show for me, but the rest of it is just tough. But I hope they're getting well taken care of when I'm not there.
I
That's
think
all
they
I'll
are.
say.
I mean, they're there for people to learn how to take care of them, which is, I think, an awesome thing.
Definitely.
All right, so
definitely.
Forrest, what's since you probably have been to the most, how are you going to
Sure.
narrow it down?
Okay, so coming in at third of my top 3 is Wonders of Wildlife. I've talked about it a bunch of times, been there a bunch of times now. It's not really a zoo, it really is just an aquarium. They do have like a bear and some certain other things, but it's what makes it so special, outside of the fact that the displays are fantastic. God, I hate those guinea fowl.
Oh, I was
Is
wondering what that was. Jeez.
Wow.
Namaste. No, it's like the dioramas. Like just pull up that pic right there, Kyle. Like that one, or sure, that one's fine, but the one that you were on, like in the actual aquarium. Nope. Go back to the aquarium. Nope. Going the wrong way, fella. Just the picture you were at 1 second ago. That one, right in the center. Right in the center. There you go. Like look above it and around it. There's like, yes, that tank's incredibly cool, but that's a real shipwreck in the middle of it that they pulled out of the sea. All that stuff up on the ceiling, it's like going into a giant Bass Pro Shops, and the dioramas in a Bass Pro with all the stuffed and taxidermied animals, the paintings. It's incredible. Giant
very
tuna
cool.
swimming through the halls. So I love that one. I really find it incredible. That's my number 3 of top 3. Let's see. Number 2, man, I had this all figured out in my head and then I forgot. Number 2 would probably be the Shedd Aquarium for me as well. Peter said all the same things about it. It's absolutely unbelievable. And then
yeah.
number 1, hands down, blows. I'm trying not to lose my temper with the guinea fowl.
Dude,
blows.
it's okay.
I'm closing the office. Blows anything out of the water that I've ever been to, wildlife related, as far as a captive facility goes, is the Singapore Zoo. The zoo in Singapore is unbelievable. I mean, it takes
Really?
It's
Wow.
unreal. It takes like 10 hours to walk around. It's so big.
Wow.
It's so beautiful. And unlike the San Diego Zoo, which has a place in people's top 10 for sure, or top 3, whatever, it's just every time I've been to the San Diego Zoo, you are shoulder to shoulder with people. It feels
Yeah.
like yeah, look at this. I did exactly what that guy's doing with the red pandas in the Singapore Zoo. Like they
Wow.
have these like open air things. You can be so not interactive, like touching the animals, but right next to them. Yeah, you go down this creek thing with capybaras swimming around. I mean, it's an incredible experience, the Singapore Zoo.
Yeah.
Um, so that was definitely my
Looks amazing.
top one. Number three, I'm curious if Kyle can find this or not. And I think it's probably changed since. I went to a zoo outside wait, was it? Yes, it was. Outside of Tulum, Mexico. This was like long before Tulum blew up. You know, Tulum's now super trendy
Oh,
and
yeah.
it's all like yeah, it's
Yeah.
like $1 million to go there and it's
It's
all
happened in the
fixed.
last like 15 years too.
Yeah, but when I started going to Tulum, I went twice, but when I first went to Tulum, it was like this dirty little fishing village with a couple nice gringo houses, very similar to Bahia, where I go now. It was
Mm.
literally like there was nothing there. There was 2 restaurants in the whole town, 1 smoothie stand, no resorts, no, 2 hotels that were pretty grimy, and there was the Tulum. I don't know if it was called this, but a Tulum roadside zoo, and it was just south of the town of Tulum, and it just stood there by itself, and it was the most depressing zoo I've ever been to. All of the animals are super malnourished, nothing but plain concrete enclosures, like
Oh God,
just
I hate that.
and you could sort of just tell that I'm not saying, I mean, they were doing it wrong, don't get me wrong, but you could sort of just tell it was like, okay, go into the jungle and catch whatever you can, and we'll throw it on display here for the odd gringo that drives down this part of the road. And that's like
Oh
what the zoo
God.
was. I have a feeling it's long since gone because Tulum has blown up so much and is such a trendy, popular place now. But at the time, it was just this little dirty fishing village, and it was crazy. That
Ah,
zoo, and I remember being like, I'm never going to a zoo like this ever again.
The
interesting.
Tulum Zoo. Stay away.
I bet
Pat,
it's
what do you
fun.
got?
Okay, I'm going to throw a curveball. So number one, I'm going to go Georgia Aquarium in
Okay,
Atlanta.
never been.
Oh,
Never
that's
been.
your top or your third?
Oh yeah, I mean they have a tank that's so big that they have whale sharks
Mhm.
in the
Oh,
tank.
I'm gonna Kyle, pull this. I got to see
It's
this.
the biggest
Oh my
aquarium,
God,
in the world, also.
that's incredible.
But yeah, look at that. I mean,
Holy
I
shit!
know,
it's
isn't
just
that insane?
surreal.
It's wild.
Oh my God, it really
Yeah.
makes you want to go to an aquarium. This,
Dude,
this
turn
I
that
chat
love
we're
down.
having.
aquariums, man.
Me too.
Dark, just
Ugh.
cool lighting.
So I love them.
Water noises.
Yep.
So I'll go with that as 3. That's 1. 2, I'm going to throw a little curveball in here. The Wellington Museum. So it's not an aquarium,
Oh
Okay.
boy,
but
this is something my
Peter's
ex-wife would have
furious.
done.
He's
no.
furious.
I want to, So there's
Like
a
a
museum
museum.
in Wellington, which is like my favorite city in New Zealand,
Uh-huh.
but they have tons of really cool skeletons and taxidermied stuff. So like they have
Okay.
like a taxidermied Haast eagle, a
Oh, okay.
taxidermied giant moa,
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
a taxidermied anglerfish,
I mean, that's
Yeah.
really cool.
like
Yeah.
It's
stuff
not a
that you
zoo,
just
but it's
don't
rad.
see.
Yeah.
And so just like standing next to a giant moa, you're like,
Yeah.
I can't believe this existed.
I remember
That is
that
cool.
picture. You texted me that from New
Yeah.
Zealand. Yeah, I remember that.
And even like the anglerfish, it's like actually seeing an anglerfish, like
Yeah.
something that you'll never really get to see in your life or in a zoo, is pretty
Yeah.
cool. So that's 2, and then 3. I love the Monterey Bay Aquarium.
It's so good. That's a good pick. I don't
If
know
you're
why I
ever
didn't
in
think of that.
California taking a road trip, definitely worth stopping. That whole part of the coast is amazing, like
Yeah,
Monterey and Carmel.
beautiful.
There's a fun aquarium, lots of seals. They flap it and they do it, and yeah, amazing jellyfish
That's
display.
what we do here on the Wild Times.
That's
We
true.
flap it and we do it.
That is true. No, that's a
Um,
really good call. I don't know why that didn't even cross my mind. Monterey Bay Aquarium is incredible.
So, so as a pro tip, go to the Monterey Bay Aquarium, and then you basically walk up the street. It's kind of at the end of a street. You walk up the street about a block and a half. There's a lovely little wine tasting room, and you pop in there. You taste some wines. They have a bunch of coffee table books of dogs.
Oh,
And
nice.
you look at the dogs, and you talk to the vintner,
Mm-hmm.
and you just have a lovely little day. Least favorite, I went to one in Thailand that was grim. I can't remember where it was. I think it was in Chiang Mai.
Yeah.
And I was looking at this. I went at night. The cool thing was it stays open at night, but I was looking at this black panther, and its enclosure was probably the size of my office that I'm in, and it was just pacing. and just staring at me each time in a circle. And I was like, I've never felt worse for a
Yeah.
caged animal.
That's
That's
unfortunate.
tough.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I saw some pretty horrific spots in Thailand with pretty terrible animal husbandry. Now thinking
Yeah.
about it, yeah.
Yeah. Where was it? Sorry, where was your DFL? Oh, it was the one in Quintana Roo or whatever.
Tulum?
Tulum, yeah, in
Gotcha.
Tulum, yeah. It
Uh,
was outside of Tulum. I don't really remember, but it was somewhere down there.